I never believed in monsters. At least not the kind you find in horror movies. But after working in a morph for 3 years, I've come to realize that some things are worse than the nightmares we dream up. Some things wear human skin and walk among us, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal what they truly are. The Morph is a cutting-edge facility, a place where science and ambition collide to reshape the human body. Officially, we call it a Metamorphic Enhancement Laboratory. Sounds fancy, right? The reality is much darker. Clients come here to have their bodies altered, enhanced, restructured, whatever their deepest desires dictate. The rich pay a fortune to become taller, younger, stronger. Some want wings, some want gills. Others want things I can't even describe, and we give it to them. I work the night shift. I oversee the chambers where the transformations take place. It's my job to monitor the machines, log the changes, and ensure nothing goes wrong. But things go wrong all the time. Like last night. It started with a man named Daniel Crane. Wealthy, powerful. One of those guys who thinks the world should bend to his will. He wanted something extreme. Full body restructuring. A new face, new skin, new everything. A complete rebirth. The procedure was scheduled for 2 a.m., and I was the unlucky soul assigned to monitor it. I remember standing outside the glass chamber, watching as the synthetic gel began to coat his body. The transformation process is a delicate one. The gel breaks down the original form while the DNA modifiers rewrite the body on a molecular level. It's painless. At least that's what we tell our clients. But Daniel started screaming halfway through, not the usual reflexive moans of discomfort. No, these were shrieks, animalistic, guttural. His body twisted in ways it shouldn't have, his limbs jerking as if invisible hands were pulling him apart. The gel bubbled and turned black. My stomach clenched. This wasn't normal. I reached for the emergency shutdown, but the computer locked me out. Unauthorized override. The screen flashed. My breath hitched. That didn't make sense. I had full clearance. Inside the chamber, Daniel convulsed. His skin peeled away, revealing something underneath, something wet, glistening, shifting. His face collapsed inward, then reformed into something else entirely. His jaw stretched wide, his eyes sunk into the mass of flesh, and fingers elongated into jagged, inhuman claws. Then the screaming stopped. For a moment, silence hung in the air like a thick fog. I stood frozen, pulse hammering, unable to look away. Then Daniel, if I could still call him that, turned his head towards me. His new face was grotesque, a mixture of human features and something wholly alien. But it wasn't just the way he looked. It was his eyes. They were aware. He saw me, and then he smiled. The chamber door malfunctioned. It shouldn't have opened, but it did. A gust of stale air rushed past me as the seal broke. The room behind me was supposed to be empty, but I swear I felt something there. A presence, watching. I staggered backward, my mind screaming for me to run, but my body refused. Daniel stepped out of the chamber, his elongated limbs moving with an unnatural grace. The transformation process usually takes time to stabilize, but he was already moving like he had been in that body for years. "How do I look?" he rasped. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. He laughed, a dry, hollow sound. "You did this to me," he whispered, taking another step forward. "And I think I like it." I scrambled for the emergency lockdown switch, slamming my palm against it. Red lights flashed. Security alarms blared. The facility was going into containment mode, but I knew it wouldn't be enough. Daniel, or whatever he had become, was still grinning when the steel shutters slammed down between us. He didn't try to escape. He just stood there watching me, tilting his head as if memorizing my face. "I'll see you soon," he murmured as the last of the door sealed shut. I filed my report. I told my supervisor everything. They wiped the security footage. They buried the incident. Just another anomaly, they said. These things happen. The next night, Daniel's room was empty. No sign of forced exit. No logs showing he had been removed. Just gone. I know what I saw. I know what we created. And I know he's still out there, wearing his new face, walking among us, smiling, waiting. And I can't shake the feeling that one day soon, he'll come back for me. Do you really know who's standing next to you? Or what they used to be? If you ever meet someone whose smile doesn't quite reach their eyes, run.